Hello folks, Rich here, Novice Noise Maker extraordinaire, dodgy guitar player on 159 guitars. So, a little while ago, somebody asked me just some, not some personal questions about me, but said something like, well, it'd be good to know a bit more about you, type scenario, which is very nice. And I thought, oh, okay, I don't know if anyone's interested or not really, but I thought I'd do maybe a part one to just let people know just a weeny bit about me. If you don't give a monkeys, that's fine. Don't. That's fine. If you do, you do. Let me know, and I can always do another one. But yeah, so I thought I would start on real basics. So, as you all know, my name's Rich. I'm 50 next year, and I live with my wife in Peterborough. I was born and raised in Royal Leamington Spa in the middle of England, which is half a mile from the Midland Oak, which is literally the centre of England. And yeah, I've lived in some other places and done different things, but I've mostly lived there, and then I moved to be with Sarah. So that's just super quick me. But in terms of why did I start the channel and what music I'm into, now I'm clearly not a YouTuber. Now it's flattering that some people have bought guitars or gear on reviews. You know, I've been influenced by reviews that I've put out, and that's really kind, and I always really really thankful for all the support I get. But you know, I'm not really a YouTuber. I'm just a guy with an iPhone, a 4-year-old iPhone, some guitars, and I'm playing badly. But it was during lockdown, and I'd already had a few guitars by then, going back a few years, dabbled on and off with it, and I just thought, oh, do you know what, just for fun, because I bought the Harley Benton SE Custom 2, and it had not been out all that long. I was one of the first people to do a review on it. You know, when I look back, it has a bit cringe, but well, they all are. So I just thought I'd do that for a bit of fun, and then, as you know, if you've been around for a little while, I just get bored, try something else, and here we are 700 videos later. I mean, you should see my golf clubs. Well, I haven't got them, but I've had way more golf clubs than I have guitars. It's kind of in my nature. I get bored of things and get fidgety with stuff and move on. If things get tough or difficult, well, let's try something else. It might be easier. If I have a bad round of golf, must be the clubs. Let's get some new clubs. So you said, yeah, so that's how the YouTube thing started really. It's just for a bit of fun, which it still is. I'm never going to earn a living out of it. It's never going to make me loads of money or anything like that. It's just for a bit of fun. And why guitar? Well, my father used to play in bands back in the day, and I'd always had an interest in guitar. In 1979, something like that, my mother and father had a copy of Let There Be Rock by AC/DC on vinyl, which played over and over. So I was like 5 at the time, 4, 5, whatever, and I liked it. I think that's the thing with music, isn't it? You don't really choose what you like. Your ear just likes something or it doesn't. You don't think to have, I'm going to like hip hop. You know, if you just don't like the sound of it, you don't. So as a child, I was exposed to rock music, and I just liked it. And then I think the next thing might have been a few years later, some Bryan Adams and ZZ Top, and yeah, so rock music kind of became a thing. I just liked it. So when I was about maybe 10 years old, I tried to get my dad to show me guitar, but he's not a patient man, and it didn't really work out. So forget that, it didn't happen. Years and years later, I had another little dabble. And as everyone knows who plays guitar, myself included, if you call me a guitar player, it's not an easy instrument, is it? So it's very easy to try a bit and knock it on the head. So this happened on and off, so many times. And then in 2015, 16, I had another little dabble. I bought a Fender Lone Star Strat. In fact, I chopped and changed, and I've got a PRS SE22, and then a Fender Mexican Strat, then Telly. I spent a fortune on, I kept taking them back and trying this and trying that, and I didn't get very far particularly. But then it was around about 2020 where I don't know why, can't put a finger on it, I just persevered just a little bit more. Just picked up every day, as I still do most days really, just played a chord. You know, some of my early videos, a few that I haven't put on YouTube as well, from ages ago, you're like, wow, that is really crap. I mean, I'm crap now, but I'm like, that is really crap, but I've just carried on. And I think the biggest thing that felt like a bit of a breakthrough for me with bar chords, it just made me, that's a nemesis, isn't it? I'm not brilliant at it now, but it just made me, the fact I can play them a little bit, I'm like, I can kind of do that. And all I did, in fact, to learn to do bar chords as best I could, I only used this finger for a bit. So I always tend to have the thumb over the top too much, and I still do really, but so all I did is I got this finger and I kind of squished it, my thumb on the back, and I tried to get all the strings to ring out, and then I'd take the tension off and I'd move it down, and I kept doing this, and then after that, and I used this finger, the second finger, for a bit of pressure. So then the next thing I did was bend this finger here and put that one on there, which was all a bit more awkward. And then I did this one until I got the whole major shape. And I just do that. Then I take the pressure off, move it a little bit, and go again. And then I'd try changing from a similar shape chord. So I'd be in a C. I'd be looking down as I still do. Or C, and then I'd add my little finger on here and move that one back. But yeah, it was a breakthrough of being able to do bar chords a bit that made me stick with it, I think. And yeah, and then I just practiced chords, and then I don't know when the backing track thing first started, but that was a while ago. I must have seen a YouTube video that said something like, I don't know, you play a scale over the right backing track in the right key, so a pentatonic A minor or whatever. So I put a backing track on an A minor, and I just went, you know, just tried to keep it time. And it just kind of went from there, really. So, and hence that's where I've been stuck for ages. My fingers are a bit quicker now, I suppose, and what have you. But yeah, so that's why I started the channel, and that is why it's guitar. Although drums did feature, I can always talk about that if you want to know in another video. And yeah, and music. So my music taste went from rock music, so it was like AC/DC and Bryan Adams and ZZ Top. When I got into my teens, that started to move into Iron Maiden and who else actually? Slightly heavier stuff, just Maiden. And then that went on a little bit when I got to sixth form, and there were lads there, a little guy called Phil, can't remember his surname, Megadeth man and Slayer man. Don't really like Megadeth, but I loved Slayer. And then it went from there to Cradle of Filth, which is my favourite black metal band, and then onwards really. And then next thing you know, listen to Deicide, and it's like, how did that happen? It's a woman, it's Bryan Adams, and that was Deicide. But then other things in between. So my music taste is broad. So I like country rock. So Jason Aldean in particular, he's my favourite, but that style of country rock, that's a big one for me. Some sort of bluesy rock. It's weird because when I play guitar, I suppose that's, if you say I've got a genre of any sort, it's a little bit like that quite often really, but I don't particularly listen to it. But yeah, I do like a bit of bluesy rock sort of stuff, and obviously just normal metal and rock music too. I like some classical. Andre Bocelli is my particular favourite if I'm listening to classical music. Not crazy about jazz, but got one or two. Diana Krall I quite like listening to, and Nora Jones is a bit jazzy. So for a little bit of easy listening stuff. Trance, dance music. Not dance music man, but trance, I do. I kind of like the ethereal, take you away, you know, especially the female vocal stuff and some of the keys. And then I have a few little guilty pleasures in the pop world. Kelly Clarkson being one. I've seen her a couple of times in concert. Once I went on my own. No one would go with me. Don't blame them. Shout, Kelly! Threw my knickers on the stage. And yes, so that's my musical taste. Broad, really. But I'm mostly a metal man. But weirdly, I don't have any... Oh, Buckethead. Why have I not mentioned Buckethead? He is the god. I have him on daily. Yeah. So, although I like metal though, I don't really have any desire to learn to play metal. As you know, I'd occasionally try power chords and crap at them. It doesn't really interest me, that. I don't know why, considering that's my music. So there we go. Part one, just a little bit about me. If that's of any interest at all, let me know in the comments, and I can always do another one and tell you a bit more about me. But if not, just say, do you know what, Rich, don't care. And that's also okay. Okay, cheers guys, bye.